In 2014, I lost my husband to liver cancer. I lost my lung to lung cancer. I lost my job at 26 years. They moved to Canada, so it came to an end. And my grandbabies got taken away to Texas. And so after all of that, I decided to fulfill a bucket list I made when I was 13. One of those things on the bucket list was to work on a farm for a week. I met David and Jesse in a hayfield, and I volunteered to help hay. Never farmed a day in my life. And this was 6 years ago. Never touched a bale of hay, never touched a cow. So it was a learning experience. I learned that you do not hay in flip-flops and t-shirt and shorts. Not a good idea. So I had so much fun with them that I hayed with them all summer long. And in the winter, farm couldn't pay for their hay, so David actually traded with them, and they gave him 9 wild heifers. A heifer is a female cow that has not had a baby yet. So these 9 were wild, and they were being leased in this pasture here. So David took over the lease on this pasture and paid me a couple $100 a week to come over twice a day and feed these 9 wild heifers with a tractor all winter long. I couldn't just come and feed them and walk away. So I had a bucket that I would sit on up in the field, up in the pasture. Sometimes it'd be rain, sleet, snow. I'd sit there sometimes an hour to 3 hours. I made them all my friends. I named them all. I fell in love with them. They fell in love with me. It was a good bonding experience. So that spring, I asked David what he was going to do with those 9 wild heifers, and he said, well, I'm going to take them to auction to get my money back for the hay. I cried. I couldn't imagine my life without these 9 wild heifers in my life. He felt sorry for me, which he regrets now. He felt sorry for me and said, farmers don't have cows as pets. And that's a lie, because every cow on this farm is my pet. And so he said they have to do something to give back so we can keep them. So we both agreed we like cheese. So we decided to make cheese to save 9 wild heifers. So, and we sell raw milk. And then we decided that one day I was in milking a cow, and my grandson at the time was 5 years old, and he was watching me milk a cow, and he was looking at me like I had 4 heads. He said, Grandma, what are you doing? I said, this is where your milk comes from. And he said, oh, no, it doesn't. It comes from the grocery store. That's when I decided to do the petting farm, because I want to educate and entertain the community as to where your food comes from, where your milk comes from, your eggs, your meat, your cheese. There's always some farmer behind that product working their tail off to bring it to you, to the grocery store.